So as we wrap up the presentation, there's a video I'm going to show with some kids that I connected with in Liberty City, with Lemon City Library, which is the oldest library and the first library, if y'all didn't know, in South Florida. Okay? History. I just gave y'all a history lesson. The challenges of the community. Do children really have access to reading materials at home? How can we get kids more engaged with reading? Are people aware of the services provided in the community? What can parents do to help? This group of kids that I was with at the library, hopefully the video plays. The computer, like, it's slowing down. Hold on. Okay, the video doesn't want to play. So the kids that you saw in that video, there was a little boy who's in the video. I'm going to see if I could point him out. Oh. The video is not playing. Okay. But there was a little boy that was in the video at the library, and his mom was sitting in there with him. She only speaks Creole. She doesn't speak English. She came to the event, and she just sat there. She said no words at all. The little boy sat in a little corner, and he was playing with this toy in his hands. But we're in a library, right? Mm-hmm. So the mom called me over and she was like, "Ou parle Creole?" And I said, "Oui, m parle Creole." Li di, "Ki programme ou gen la pou ti moun wap fe?" M di, "Oh, nap ede ti moun yo li." M di, "Ti moun yo piti tou ka li?" And li di, "Oh, non, li pa kon li." And I'm like, "Okay." M di, ou pote la pou ka jou avek lot ti moun yo. Li di, "M pote nan spas lan pou ka we liv, but li pa eme pran yo." So she told me there was a disconnection between him and books. He didn't know how to read. I told hhim, "Vin avec moi." I said, "Come with me. Pick out any book from this section." I collected some books, and I said, "Pick out any book that you want from this section that you want to read." He did, "Okay." And he started looking. I saw him like searching through the books. And then he picked up a book with a real green, caterpillar that was on the cover. Okay. What's the name of that book? It's a popular book.
A beautiful caterpillar, the blossom caterpillar.
I think that's something like that.
When the caterpillars eat different kind of food?
Yes.
Yes, that. I forgot the name.
Do you know what grade he was in?
8.
4. When he picked up that book, I didn't ask him his grade until after. He started touching it.
Like you did.
That's what I did. And I thought to myself, why is he feeling on the book? Because I remember that's what I used to do, because the caterpillar had the thing on there. And he didn't flip through the page. I'm lying. He just stared at the cover. So I said, "Ouvrez livre là." So he opened up the book, but very slow and he did not want to flip the page of the book. And then he started to touch like the book and feel on. I don't know if he was feeling for the letters or the actual caterpillar. Mm-hmm. But that said a lot to me, because I first told him, I didn't give him a book to read. I told him, "Go pick out something that you would like to read." And he asked me, "Lidi, ou ka li avec moi?" And I said, "Sure, I could read with you." And that, in English, that means if I could read with you. And I started reading with him. His whole demeanor, that wall that he had, he opened up, his eyes lit up. And the fact that I was able to do it with him, the mom looked over and said, "Do you provide these services at home?" And I'm like, "Well, we don't provide these services yet. We're at the library." But I was like, you know what? That's a great idea for us to do. We'll probably need more sponsors. But that just goes to show how much of an impact we can make. Remember, it was just that they were just volunteering in the library and not getting paid for it. There was no money coming in our hand. We gave the kids chips and juice on a very small budget. And that day, that boy was so empowered. I found out that now he's reading at a 2nd grade level. He found a love for animal books. Okay. From what the librarian told me. Like, he's reading more of like animal books, and he's reading with more words, because I left him with some sight words to identify in books to pick up. So he's now at a 2nd grade level.
So you still could connect with him because he's the librarian.
Yeah, the librarian. I keep great relationships with librarians because they have great relationships with the kids in the community because they see them so often. Okay. Sometimes there were kids that are in the library where their parents just literally just let them walk. And across the street, there's a store and a lot of drugs transaction that happened past the store. So I noticed when I'm always at the library, when the kids are coming, I'm always standing outside making sure that they're making it safe past the street to get in. Because that's something that I just naturally do. I don't need nobody to tell me to do it. See, the thing about this project, I didn't need no one to tell me, okay, Susie, you need to go out in the community and do this. No. I knew my challenges and I knew what I needed to do to pay it forward in my community. The same thing with everyone in here. Find something that you're passionate about and push through with it. Don't ask for justification, for money, for acceptance, for validation. You don't need nobody's validation to be great. And I tell all of the kids that I meet that. You don't need your mom to say yes to you because you were born alone and God made you special just the way you are. So I do my best to instill this program as much as I can. It's been a lot of fun. We've given out over 500 books so far, empowered a lot of kids in the community and their parents, and we plan to continue it. So another thing that we have with this project, and we're going to end soon, is creating classroom bookshelves in libraries. Let me tell you something about Total Wine and Spirits, right? I know it's a wine place, and I'm not supposed to be talking about wine, but I noticed what they were doing with these crates was that they were throwing them away in the trash. And I'm like, why are they throwing them away? Because you could still use them. These crates right here, I know I can't go too far, but these crates were in like the brown vintage color. We took some paint with some of the kids and the students, and we just paint them. And we build like little shelves. Or what we're doing is making little gift baskets with books, and we're filling them up for Christmas, and we're knocking on people's doors and saying, hey, we have a surprise for you, and we're giving books, but books that look like the kids in the community.
So you can use anything to make like bookshelves?
You sure can, and that was for the free, $0.
So how did you get the boxes? You asked the manager at the wine?
Great question. So I walked in, I didn't have a letter, I didn't have anything in front of me to say what I was doing. I said, look, I'm doing something for the community, and I need your support. I need these crates that you're throwing away in the trash. Well, guess what he said?
What?
Sure, why not? He called me up every time he has some, and I just go and pick them up. So that's the only thing I'm paying for is gas. So I pick up the crates, and if a school call me or if a class call me, professionals call me, I'll say, hey, you know what? If you need it, we can come and build it as long as we have it to provide. You fill out a form and saying that you want this service provided. And the kids paint. The kids paint, they decorate. We're going to add some poems on there, and then we're going to make baskets for them for Christmas and knock on some doors.
So they can make like a Christmas stand?
Yep. Christmas stand. You can put dolls in there. You can put toys. You can do anything. There's so many. You don't need. What I want to teach people in this program is that, and the kids, is sustainability. There's these things that we make for the kids, and we use clothes and we recycle them. And we teach them how to use it over so they're not so dependent of buying new things and have to purchase new items. We make it where sustainability is important. Reuse and recycle everything that you have so we don't have to spend so much money.
So that means like you're helping the community by like taking out the trash and using it for something else.
Right. So anything that people use for trash, we use it for treasure. And we create little things to give away because we have to teach sustainability. Our earth and our sea level rise, we have a lot going on. So, no more questions? Okay, I think that's it. All right, thank you all for joining me. I know we're going to end with recording, but I'm going to continue with doing the setup so that you guys can know how to do this at home.
Okay.
But thank you all.